Good morning. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've had splendid time with friends and family over the long weekend, and I wish that you were able to celebrate Family Day together with your loved ones. Uh, Today, I'll be pretty much starting from the basics, the account settings, and the some of the system configurations. They're pretty basic, but pretty important in terms of you making sure that all the features and functions are enabled and they're reflecting the right information, so that you can rest assured that not only your website but the rest of the system, the email campaigns and the social media shares and all of that are working properly. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this and take a look at some of um, the settings and configurations that you might want to know about. All right, so there are two areas that I would like to touch base on some of the points in the account settings as well as the system configuration. So I'll try to show you all the information that are available in there and how you would need to configure or reconfigure them if that is required. All right, so when we go to account settings, there are basically five different tabs, one of which is depreciated. I'll show you where to find that later on, but it's basically starts with the basic info. So this is your basic information. So your first name, last name, your designation. So it could be a broker, it could be a I don't know, broker record. It could be a sales representative. So you could select the the proper designation right here. You could also add any other designations in here as well, if you would like to also include them in your basically as part of your credentials. Your email address, which is the one that is associated to your account. You cannot change this yourself because we would need to change it on the system side. If you need to change this, we need to change your account from our end. So you would need to get in touch with us and we would definitely be able to assist you with that. But you can make sure that it's all spelled correctly and everything right here. Then we have your cell phone number, office number, fax number, the office address. All that would be in there. Again, your website address is mentioned here, which again you're not going to be able to change. If you would need to change that, we would have to. Well, you'd have to get in touch with us, and we'll have to go through the process of resetting your domain for you, which we can certainly do. And then finally, your brokerage is mentioned here as well. We have your basically your board membership as well as your board license number mentioned down here as well. This is important for you to make sure that both the board name as well as the license number have been mentioned correctly here. If not, again, get in touch with us. These are two areas that you're not going to be able to change, but we will be able to correct that for you instantly. The next tab is your social networks. So this is again another part of the configuration that you can do. It's fairly simple, but it's quite important as well. So if I go to the website, for instance, you can see the links to the social media profile listed up here in the header of the website. You can see the same down here at the footer as well. So for instance, we have these in the footer as well. If you go to the About page, for example, you still have these social media links available. In the Contact page, we have social media links available as well. So all of those are coming from this tab in your account settings. So all you would need to do, as you can see here, is to go to your social media profiles, so such as your Facebook fan page, for instance, copy the URL and paste it here. Now remember, it doesn't work with a simple account like that, for instance. This is not going to work. We need the full URL so that we can have the link work properly towards your profile, basically. So just open a tab, go to that profile, copy the URL, and then paste it right here as it appears on your browser. Doesn't even matter if it has any, extra variables at the end of the URL. That's perfectly fine. Just copy and paste, and you're going to be fine. All right. Now the next tab is the focus areas, which I mentioned is depreciated here. It's not as part of your account settings anymore. This is part of your website configuration. So if you want to configure your focus areas, you'd have to go to the website configuration, which I'll try to touch base on today as well, but I'm going to skip over this for now. But right after we're done with the account settings and the system configurations, I'll quickly show you this part of the configuration as well under website configurations. So we go to the profile picture and then the brokerage logo. So you would be able to upload your profile picture right here. Try to make sure that you have a good quality picture, reduced to something around 1,800, 900, or 1,000 pixels by the same amount. So that should be enough for a web resolution. A super big file is gonna complicate matters on your website. So don't just drop in here what your photographer gave you. That's usually in super high resolutions that can also be used for printing purposes. For instance, we don't need that much resolution on a website, so you can reduce the size and then upload it here. This is going to increase the speed of your website loading, so which is crucial in terms of website operation. But anyways, that's pretty much it. You just select a picture that you like and you can upload that here, and this is going to be used across the system, not just on your website, as your profile picture. And for instance, in the emails that you sent out as well, the same picture is going to be used as the branding at the header, and it'll be the same thing going around across the different channels of communication. And obviously the brokerage logo as well. So you can upload your brokerage logo here. Both for profile picture and brokerage logo, I suggest that you have transparent backgrounds. Try not to use white backgrounds because it's going to blend in a lot better. So for example, you see this one, it's got a white background and it doesn't really look that nice here. So if I change this to something that doesn't have a white background, let me see if I can quickly find one. Brokerage logos. Okay, I'm going to replace this with another than one that I have. This one does not have so this one does not have it's got a transparent background. So I refresh this. Let me refresh this a couple times. Oops. Why don't I have it? Well, maybe it's just the same file. Yeah, it's just the same file. Apologize for that. So basically, yeah, if you have something that's got a transparent background, try to use that one so it doesn't look like this. It'll just blend in with the background. It'll make it look a lot nicer. Okay. So let's go to the system configuration now. So that was just the account settings, straightforward, easy to navigate through, and there are some important stuff on there like your contact information, but you got to make sure that you have the right information on there. And if there's any problems with it, you can just simply go ahead and correct it right over there. Now the next section, system configurations, is where we have what it's called the systems configuration. So there are several different areas of configuration that we can make right here. We have some general configuration. We have the email configuration and the nurturing configuration, which are interconnected. And obviously you can change password as well. So let's take a look at the change password tab right here. So that's, if you need to change your password, all you need to do is to put in your old password and put in a new password and save it. And that's going to do the trick for you. If you ever forget your password, there is a forgot password option at the login page. You could select that. The system's going to send you a temporary password, and then you're going to be able to uh, navigate your way here and change your password again. So use that temporary password that we sent you as your old password, and then reset the password right here, and you're going to be able to have it reset. All right, now let's take a look at the general configurations right here. So there are several different things that we can configure from the general configuration set page right here. The first thing over here is the auto update news on websites. So let me tell you what that is. Let's quickly take a look at the news and blog section. So you can see that every week we upload a stream of new news articles on your news and blog module right there. So you can easily go ahead and start sharing these over the course of the week on your website as well as your social media, or you can even use them in your email marketing campaigns. So it's a good tool for you to stay in touch and keep your clients informed about whatever is going on in the real estate market, and also keep your website up to date in terms of the latest real estate news. Now you can see that by default, every week when we have these news articles added to the platform, one of them is automatically added to your website as well. So this is to make sure that even if you don't keep up with the news articles and updating them on your website, we do that for you, and we post at least one new article on your website. So when someone comes to your website, they don't see an outdated set of blog posts over there. They will see that the news articles are relevant and up to date, and that really is important to maintain your image when it comes to what's available on your website. So that's done automatically, and you don't have to worry about it unless you don't want this to happen. And if you don't want that to happen, all you need to do is to go here and switch this off. So from this moment onwards, the system is not going to automatically share a news article on your website. You can still go to News and Blog and share whatever you like yourself. It's still just one click away. So all you would need to do is to click on Add to Posts, and this would be added to your website. So, but it's up to you then to decide what to post and when to post it. So you don't have to, well, the system is not going to do that for you anymore if you choose to switch this off. So that's one option right there. Now, the other thing that we have here is the virtual assist. This is where you provide us with access to your system so that we can come in and help you with stuff. Also, for those of you who have brokerage implementations of REMARKETER, the same thing applies there as well. So your office administrator, or whoever is in charge of support for the platform is going to be able to come, basically access your account and help you with stuff. So if you need any help, we're going to be able to help you with that. Now, if you switch this off, then you're basically blocking any access to your platform. You can keep this switched off, but if you need any help from our end, you would have to come here, switch this on so that we can help you, and then you can switch it back off again if you want that to be that way. All right, so the next toggle that we have here is the auto greeting card. So again, we do have a set of greeting cards available under the greeting cards tab, which you could just select and send out. So for instance, if you wanted to send out the Happy Family Day, you could just easily go ahead and select that and put in your message and send it out. However, the system is also capable of sending greeting cards for certain occasions, which are listed here, uh, automatically. So these um, occasions will automatically have a postcard sent out if you have this toggle on. Otherwise, the system is not going to send out anything, and you could just go ahead and send those greeting cards out yourself. Um, Now, the fourth toggle that we have is the auto GTA newsletter. So we do have a monthly newsletter for the GTA area, which can be triggered automatically. If that doesn't apply to you, or if that's not something that you would like the system to trigger out, you could just simply go ahead and switch this off. And the system is not going to send out the GTA newsletter anymore. That newsletter is available under your newsletters module anyway, and you could go ahead and send that out as well if you wish to do so. So this is the latest one for February. It's got a report from TREB, the GTA market report, and some events that are happening uh, around the GTA basically. So it's designed for GTA. Some of you do not focus or work in the GTA. So if that doesn't work for you and you don't want that newsletter to go out automatically to your clients, you just come here and switch this off, and this will take effect system wide, and those newsletters are not going to go out anymore. You don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, now the next section that we have is for the vanity domain. So once you register with Remarketer, you have a domain assigned to your website. So that could be a subdomain of your brokerage. That could be a temporary domain assigned by Remarketer. And you might want to continue to use those, but if you want to change those to your vanity domain, to your own domain, so the one that's got your name in it, so www.johndoe.com or johndoerealestate.com and stuff like that you use as your own website address, we can do that configuration here. However, we have to set it up for you. We have to configure that for you. And for that, we'll give you the options to make some changes there. So firstly, if you want us to configure your domain, we can certainly do that. You need to provide us with your domain name, the credentials, the username and password for that platform that you have your domain registered with, your domain provider, and then we can go in and make the configurations for you. It usually takes a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, for us to make the configuration for you and set it up on our system so that your account will be associated, your website would be associated to your vanity domain. You can also say that, okay, I will change my name servers. So if you want to change your name servers to our name servers, you just provide us with the domain name. Then we provide you with the name servers that you need to change your current name servers with. And then you're going to be able to basically change those name servers to the ones that we provide, and then all the settings would be pre-configured anyway on our name servers. The third option that you have is that I will configure my domain myself. So you don't want to change your name servers to our name servers. You want to keep it as is on your own system, and this is usually recommended if you have other services running as well, such as a business email. So you don't want to lose those configurations, even though all of that can be replicated on our end as well. Both are the same systems. However, you have already made all the settings and you have configured it and it's already working. You don't want to change those stuff, and you still want to have access to your own name servers. So you could go ahead and configure them yourself again. So you just simply provide us with the domain name, and we provide you with the configurations that are required. Then you can go in, make the configurations, let us know that it's configured, and then we set up your domain on our system, and then it'll be live afterwards. So that's for configuring a vanity domain. Now, the next one would be the website design. So this pretty much points to the same area. So this is your website configuration. We can also access this under the website design module here and under web tools. And if you go to website configurations, it basically lands on the same page. So it doesn't matter if you go to your website design under this link here, or use this link under system configuration. So we do have another full discussion about the pre-constructions. I'm sorry, about the configuration of your website. And I'm not going to go through that right now, but I'm going to show you this tab right here because it's kind of related to the system configurations. All right, so under the extras tab, the first thing that we have is your the focus area. So we have two sections here, custom search and market reports. So if you go to your website, you have the market reports here, Barrie, Etobicoke, Ajax, and Pickering. And you can see that those market reports are right here, Barrie, Etobicoke, Ajax, and Pickering. So if I want to change anything here, let's say I want to have, let's say Markham instead. I can go ahead and select Markham, and I can go ahead and save this here. And under my website, I'm going to have Markham, Etobicoke, Ajax, and Pickering now. So the Markham residential market statistics is going to load here, and I can see the Markham stats on my website. So that's configured right here under website configuration, extras, market report. And then you have custom search areas as well. So you have 4 of those available on the home page. These bubbles right here. And if you want to change these, you can certainly do that right here. So if I want to change this to Markham as well, for instance, just select Markham, save, and then if I refresh my page, this is on the home page, by the way. Just a second, there we go. So now we have Markham as a pre-configured search criteria, and people can start searching in Markham. All right, you can also select languages here. So these are the languages that are available on your website. So you can change languages here. So let's say if I want to change that to Russian, for instance, I could go ahead and change that. You know, everything that's static on the website is going to be changed by selecting these languages. So the stuff that we have here, these headers, these are the kind of things that get translated here. Anything that's dynamic obviously cannot be translated because of the fact that, you know, it goes through databases and stuff. But it still would be a little bit more convenient for people with language barriers to navigate through the website, obviously. So you can, and it's also a gesture as well, showing that you are supporting certain groups of people with certain language preferences, for instance. So you're going to be able to select those languages as well. If you don't want any one of these to show, you can go ahead and switch them off. If you just want one, you can just select one. So whatever works for you, you can do that right there. So these were also two sets of, well, basically three sets of configurations that I wanted to show you. To just quickly tell you about these as well. Forget about the Google Analytics. I will discuss that in a moment, but let's take a look at these two. So the website tag name and then the website tag description. Now, whenever your website loads, if you take a look at this section at the top, so that's pretty much the tag name of your website, which appears in the tab right here at the top of the browser. So you can see that if I just stay, you're not going to be able to see the bubble that opens up on my end here, but anyway, this is what it says there. Mary Clarkson, REMARKETER demo account, for instance. So that would be the tag name right there at the top. That's going to show, and it's also what is going to be registered or indexed in search engines as well. So when someone searches and your website comes up, that's what is going to be stated at the top of the search result. Now, right after that is a website tag description. So this is also a description, a short description about that your website, basically. So I don't know if this works here. No, because we have it. This is just a demo account, but you can test this on your end as well. So let me just, I don't know, just do this. Here, you see that? Here, there we go. So this, what it says right here, Mary Clarkson REMARKETER demo account, is what is stated. Oops, sorry. Right here, Mary Clarkson REMARKETER demo account. So you can change that, to, I don't know, your trusted realtor in Mississauga, for instance. And then right underneath, this is a demo account. Mary Clarkson is not a real estate licensed sales representative, whatever, right? So this is what we've mentioned right here. Okay, so you can also change that to whatever you think would be a good representation for yourself. So you can write a little demo about yourself right there in the tag description, and it's going to be what appears right after this in your search results. So that's how you can set these two as well. This is very, very helpful in your SEO and the way that you want your your SEO to behave and function, basically. All right, let's go back to the system configurations. So we had website design as well. Then we have Google Analytics and Google Calendar. Now the system already has a built-in calendar right here. You can see that available right there under Event Calendar. You can connect this with your Google Calendar as well. So all you would need to do is you would need to authorize your Google Calendar, and then the system provides you with the different calendars that are available on your system, and then you can select which calendar you want to integrate into the calendar, into the system calendar here, and then you can save it. So the process would be, you click on this button, it's going to take you to your Google login, you log into your Google, you select the credentials, and provide access to Remarketer to your Google calendars. And then the system is going to be able um, to be added. Same goes for Google Analytics. However, you don't need to use Google Analytics for your basic um, website statistics reports. You can use the system provided analytics that are enabled immediately once you get your website up and running. So you have all these statistics available, and you don't need Google Analytics for that. But if you want to do any more advanced stuff with Google Analytics, you want to do A/B testing, you want to be monitoring some of your let's say online campaign performance stuff and those kind of things, then you might want to set up Google Analytics. And if you do so, once you configure Google Analytics, you can also come to your system configuration and then select Google Analytics to configure your um, uh, to connect your Google Analytics account here. So again, you click on the authorize button. It takes you to a login page for Google. You log in, you put in your username and password. That would be the same username and password you use to log into Google Analytics account. And then you provide access, and then the system will start using your Google Analytics account afterwards. And that's how we get the Google Analytics ID made available right here. Google Analytics ID. So if you're using Google Analytics, it is going to appear here, and this is where you can make sure that the Google Analytics is configured properly. So again, you don't need that because you already have statistics made available to you. But if you wish to do so and you use Google Analytics instead, that's where you're going to be able to go. So we looked at three. Oh, and then finally you have an account health check. So you can check that. The system is going to check all the stuff that's been configured and let you know if everything is configured or not. So the only thing so I have email configuration, all of that done here. And it's just telling me that Google Analytics is not configured, which I don't need. So I'm okay now. So that's another thing that can help me quickly see what I have configured and what I might have forgotten to configure. Now, let's talk about two important stuff that's remaining here, the email configuration and the nurturing configuration. So let's take a look at the email configuration first. So this is where the header and footer of all your emails are going to be configured. So the header is anything that comes at the top of any email that goes out of your system. So for instance, if you go to greeting cards and you want to send out a greeting card, you can see the header and footer appear here. So let me just quickly click here. That's the header, and it's identical to what you just saw. And then we have the body. This could be a greeting card. It could be a newsletter. It could be a news article. So that comes in this area right here. And then right after that, the footer is going to continue. So we have the header and footer configured right here. If you want to change anything, you can change that right there. So these are taken from your account settings, and all that are available. But if you want to make, put in your own touch in there, you can do so right here. So you can make any changes here, but make sure that you don't touch the stuff that are in the brackets, because those are the dynamic stuff and they're used by the system. So this dynamically puts in the first name of every recipient that the email is being sent out to. So you don't have to do that individually. And then the description is taken from the description section on the news article, for instance, and added over here, for example. And then we have the same for the footer as well. So if you need to have any changes applied here, you can go ahead and do that right here. Again, don't meddle with it too much because some of this stuff, especially the stuff that are in the brackets, are system requirements, and we don't want to lose any functionality. All right. Now, once you do that, once you make your changes to this, you can change a picture here. You can do whatever you want pretty much with that. Once you do that, we're going to save it, the header and footer, and then the system is going to be using this going forward. So let's go to create greeting cards again. Now you see the change that I made is reflected in the header and then the footer right here as well. So that basically is applied now, and whatever email is going to be sent out is going to include my changes as well. However, if you're a Lead Master Package subscriber, you will also see the lead nurturing configuration as well. So these are all the lead nurturing emails that we talked about last week. These are all the lead nurturing emails that go out, and they would need to be recreated whenever I change my email configuration. So what I would need to do is I'm going to take this nurturing, go to the nurturing configuration tab, and you have 3 sets of email nurturing content, the buyer alert, the seller alert, and the market reports. So each one of these, I'll just have to recreate them again. So I'm going to load default. And then you see it's going to take my new email header and footer. You see that it's applied to this body. And then I have that implemented here as well. I'll do the same thing for seller. And I'll do the same thing for market reports. So now you see the latest information updated here. So let's check something. Let's go ahead and go to account settings, and I'm going to change my cell phone number, right? 416-123-1234. So that's my cell phone number. Save. As soon as I change my account info in the account settings, I need to make sure that the same thing is reflected in my emails as well. So I go to email, to system configuration, email configuration. You see the telephone number is not changed here. So what I'll do is that I'm going to click on load default. So the system is going to take a look at my account settings and bring out everything fresh from my account settings and apply them. So now my new phone number has been applied right here. So whenever you make a change to anything in your account settings, like for instance, your social media links or whatever, you would have to come here and click on this load default again. Once you do that, then you'll go to nurturing configuration and click on load default for this one, for buyer alert, for seller alert, load default, and then for market reports, load default as well. So now we have the new information reflected on all areas. All right. So that was important, the email configuration. Make sure that it's configured properly. If there are any changes required, you'd have to go ahead and apply them to the system in the same fashion that I just shared with you. Let me get to the questions now. First question is from Parivash. Good morning, Parivash. So check my auto automation yesterday. It had not been working for auto greeting yesterday and for a whole year, and greetings only has gone out when I manually sent them out. Okay. So what we need to check here. So firstly, I have to mention that yesterday's auto email was sent out not in the morning, but in the afternoon. And the reason was because we had a mail server maintenance scheduled for the morning as well. So we didn't want to risk any emails not being sent out properly, or any disruptions in the process. That's why we sent them out in the afternoon. So if if yesterday was, the day that you were checking, they did go out, but in the afternoon instead of morning because of that maintenance, scheduled maintenance work. However, if you haven't been seeing these go out, uh, consistently, this is what we need to check. So first, as you mentioned, you probably have done this, but let me just go over this again. So we'll go to system configuration and we make sure that auto greeting cards is switched on. So this has to be on so that the system will even look. Now that's number one. The second thing is that if we go to Contact Manager and if we look at any one of our contacts, if I take a look at this contact, for instance, when we go to Nurture and Control, I have to make sure that the occasional greetings is on here as well. Now, in this occasion, well, in this for this contact, basically, what's happening is this: the system has the auto email configuration on, so that's good. However, this contact doesn't have it on, so therefore the email greeting is not, the greeting email is not going to be sent out to this one. So the system will look at all the contacts that have their occasional greetings on here as well. So this is the second area that you have to check to make sure that the email is going to be sent out to this one. So if this is also on, then the system is going to send out greetings for these occasions only. So you can check this as well. Now, I'm just going to quickly show you. If you want to, turn that function on for all of your contacts at once or a set of your contacts as one, you can do that as well. So you can just select all of your contacts and then go to bulk actions. And then you see this one here, it says greeting automation on. So you can just click on this and the system is going to switch on greeting automation for all of the selected contacts right here. Now, again, if you have both of these toggles on, let me see here, for example. Okay, so this one had been on, for instance, for the occasional greetings, for example. You could take a look at the email log right here on the right. So you can see, for instance, the Happy Family Day email had gone out yesterday, and it has been opened as well. Now, if for any reason the email has been sent out, but it has been bounced or anything, you can see that right here as well. If the email has not been sent out due to the fact that the contact has unsubscribed from your emails, for instance, that could be another reason why they don't receive the emails. But that's another thing to take check out as well. And then finally, if you're not seeing any of these happening and you have all these settings configured, then we'll have to take a look on our server logs to find out exactly what's going on. So as you mentioned here, you've been checking it on contacts for everyone, but one by one, and then again, bulk action. So you'd have to okay. All right. So I saw your next point as well. That this is pretty much it. So what you've done, Parivash, is perfect, and you've made all the checks. So we're going to take a look and see if there have been any other issues with your account, and we're going to fix that. But please keep an eye on this and let us know if next time around you don't see the email being triggered. But we're gonna take a look at this afternoon and see if there have been anything missing there. All right. So the next question is from Manjinder. So I speak Punjabi and Hindi, and those languages are not. How can I add those? So yeah, I do apologize for that. We don't have every language in there, and you cannot add it in yourself. So we would have to add them in on our end. We would definitely put Punjabi and Hindi on our list as well, so that we can have some system translations available for those languages as well. It definitely makes sense to have these two, widely spoken languages included in our system as well. And I do appreciate your suggestion here. So I'll make sure that we'll include that next time around for the translations. And we update our translations every once in a while. And this time we can, add these two languages as well, so that you can then do that. So as soon as they're added in, you're going to be able to see them. We will definitely let you know as well, so that you can go and check them off and have them included on the website. So I do apologize that it's not available right now. We've been gradually adding languages there, but we'll make sure that we add Punjabi and Hindis in there as well. All right. So yeah, so I think that's it. Thanks again for spending your time with me today. I hope this has been informative for you. And I'll wrap it up, the discussion for now, and then I'll see you again next week, same time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be careful about the heavy rain that's forecast today, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.